We are here at Michelin-starred Gramercy Tavern. We are visiting our old friend Paul Wetzel. Dude is super talented and is responsible for the butchery program, whole animal usage, and charcuterie.
The cool thing about Paul is like being in meat for over a decade like we have been, everybody has like their guy, like this guy's doing this thing, this guy's doing this thing, but whenever Paul's name comes up, everyone's just like, oh yeah, no, Paul's like the master.
He's good.
He's really, really good. So let's go check it out.
What are we doing today?
So today we are going to produce the Gramercy Tavern beef and pork kielbasa.
Cool.
With cheese. It is probably the first value-added product that we started making here when we decided we wanted to have a charcuterie program, and it was sort of instrumental in allowing us to get in whole sides of beef.
So you mentioned a value-added product. What does that mean?
So a value-added product is basically when you take something and you process it in a way that makes it more valuable to your restaurant or to whatever business. So taking milk and turning it into cheese, or taking ground beef, adding some spices to it, casing it, smoking it, and making it something probably a little bit more delicious than it was before, and also something that people will, love and pay a little bit more for too.
You are a fine dining restaurant. You said that you had to really grow into a whole animal program. Like, a whole animal program is not easy to execute. That process is something that all of the chefs are talking, and it's just not like, you're like, I'm the butcher, I want this pig. Like, you have to figure that out with everyone.
I do most of the scheduling of the whole animals, but in a lot of circumstances, we have to do that as much as a year in advance so that the farms can actually get those slots at the processing facilities.
Wow.
So, once you've committed to 17 sides of beef, you have to then put your map in place of how you're going to get all of that done, and it happens on a lot of different levels.
Wow.
It takes a lot of work.
Let's make some sausage.
Yeah.
So we're going to begin the grinding process for our cheese kielbasa. We have all of our lean Wagyu here, as well as our hard pork fat already cured up, par frozen to about 33 or below degrees, and we're going to begin to grind it. So what we're looking to do is about a 70-30 ratio of our Wagyu to pork fat.
70-30 is pretty much the universal like lean to fat that you want with sausage making.
As we pass our first tray through, we're going to start to sprinkle some of our spices and milk powder over it. We try not to season ahead of time along with the curing process because we really don't want to dilute that protein extraction. Things like the oils and mustard powder might kind of thin or break that consistency of that protein that you're looking to get. And we'll be adding the ice in as well to kind of help add a vehicle for that protein that's extracted, as well as kind of thin out the strong bind and texture that all of that protein will give it. If we did it without ice, it would emulsify fine, but it would be like the tightest sausage ever.
Yeah. I mean, I guess while we're doing this, like, what's your sign?
I'm a Scorpio, my good man.
Yeah?
Yeah. How about yourself?
Aquarius.
I have no idea if that's a match.
I don't know what any of it means. For Scorpio, can we read you your horoscope for today?
Let's do it.
Okay. Feel free to enlist your own creativity today to solve any problem that may come your way, Scorpio. Exercise more of your sensitive nature.
We're here for you,
I think
man.
that's something that we can all be doing a little bit.
So now you can see the particles here are obviously large and defined, and the particles here much smaller. You've already started to create what almost looks like pate or almost puree, if you will.
I mean, it already looks almost like completely bound. It looks like just a very minimal amount of handling and you already have a usable product.
It's real, just following the steps, like making sure you selected nice dark muscle, making sure you cured it for the appropriate amount of time, making sure it's cold, making sure your grinder is set up properly.
I think this is true of how we learned, and I imagine you as well. It's like making sausage, learning to make sausage, pretty easy. Getting to the point where like you guys are at is years of like intense like just practice and reading and watching tons of videos and just experience.
Our farce just came through. We're about to start finishing the emulsification process and adding our cheese.
So this is breeding raclette. This is from a farm in Vermont. We've actually tested through a couple different types of cheese. We definitely wanted something relatively local. We kind of par froze it a little bit so it'll hold its shape. Not that you're gonna see a perfect dice in the finished product, but part of this is keeping it nice and cold so it's safe. Also part of it is keeping it nice and cold so it's kind of structurally sound until you've gotten it to the point where you don't have to handle it anymore.
Right, so You're finishing the emulsification process, but how much do you really need to mix it once you've ground it twice?
A good bit, especially gonna be in the smoker almost all day. So you really want to be confident about the structure and how tight it will be. You don't want any kind of pockets that might be different than the rest of the sausage. You know, you want everything consistent, tightly bound.
And you can see it looks a lot like dough, right? It's like you're kneading dough to make like pasta or bread or something else. Like you can tell that it's got a lot of protein to it because it can basically stand up on its own. If you like, you know, make a mark in it, it's gonna hold. The way I was first taught to do it is if you put some against the palm of your hand and it sticks to your hand, then it's probably in a pretty good spot. So the casing that we've chosen for this is a 170 millimeter collagen casing. They take cowhide and boil it down until you end up with a lot of gelatin, and then it's extruded out so you get a nice, very durable and very symmetrical casing.
Hold this thing down for you.
Yeah,
All right.
there we go.
Got your
Team
boss.
effort. Thank you, sir.
So, Paul.
Looks like we did our job, and we made a really
I think
tightly
it's
bound sausage.
This is big.
Yeah, this is
10 pounds.
this is the largest, I think, format casing that we can get.
So right now you're making holes for the air pockets, correct?
Yeah, just any large air pockets that we think might be a problem. You also don't want to poke too many holes in this because then you'll lose all your cheese.
Yeah. That's really beautiful looking.
So with a sausage about this size, it's going to smoke for about 8 to 9 hours total. Typically when we're doing sausage, we try to smoke them by themselves because obviously if you have a lot of moisture in there, they're not going to grab the right amount of smoke. With something like this, it almost doesn't matter. It's kind of like smoking a pork shoulder. It'll get smoky.
So what you want to end up with is football color.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this guy probably needs to rest a little bit before we slice into it. We don't want the cheese just running out of it. Kind of want to get that.
As much as I want to see that.
Yeah, we want it to run out, but we don't want it to totally vanish.
Hopefully if we constructed this guy the right way, as we slice into it, you're gonna see some nice melty cheese. Hopefully not a bunch of rendered fat from a broken emulsion.
Bingo bango.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And that is the large format Wagyu Kielbasa. There you go, guys.
I mean, you're gonna eat this too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh my God. Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good breakfast.
Oh my God. That's absolutely incredible. Really, really well bound.
Holy is that good?
Yeah, I just want
Want a hug?
to. I feel like it's definitely the much classier version of pretty much what we make. Whenever we put cheese in it, we're also like, we're probably gonna drink 6 beers while we eat this. So like, how do we want to like just like throw the kitchen sink at it? But this is just like nice. Like everything there you can taste.
Not only is it super impressive as a large format sausage, all of the spices are well balanced. The smoke is like there, but not overwhelming.
So this is where 10 years as a charcuterie master gets you?
Yeah, large
perfect.
format cheese kielbasa.
Yeah.
This is the end of the road.
This is how you make the big bucks. Yeah. So when we started and we came here, we talked about your whole animal program, the need for like value-added products. And this is the amazing product you're making with what would otherwise be like scrap. You're now turning into this like absolutely incredible dish. That really speaks a lot to like what the mission of this place really is.
Yep.
I'd say so.
It's really amazing.
I feel like I just put all the words in your mouth rather than letting you
Thank
actually
you.
say it for
No,
yourself.
that was awesome.
For more videos like this, click here. What? Why is there so much on your hand?
It's just cheese, man. What do you want from me?